I used to be able to like eat out for £25. Now you can't even get ice creams and a drink. Like seriously, Monaco looks like a Sun 950 holiday compared to going out in the UK right now.
Guys, do you want to know what the biggest recession indicator is in London? It is so quiet. Last night was so quiet in Shoreditch. There was nobody on the streets.
As a parent, I've got a few kids, right? I've got 4 kids. But the thought of going out on like a weekend and like doing something like going out all out as a family is a bit overwhelming. But
they actually don't want us to go on holiday, you know. Like the cost of living, crisis, economy we're in, whatever we are in, simulation we're in, doesn't want us to go on holiday.
Ever looked at your bank account after a simple day out and thought, how did I spend that much? Casual going out in the UK isn't so casual anymore, and it feels like nothing's affordable anymore. Let's dive into how everyday fun got so expensive and how people across the UK are handling it.
So this huge cost of living crisis that everyone's going through, I'm going to be honest with you, hadn't really affected me much. I don't drive, don't pay the bills, so, it hadn't really affected me. But now it's beginning to affect me, and I'm realising just how bad this is. £4.50 for a meal deal. £4.50 for a meal deal. I went to Nando's today. I thought, that'll be great. I'll just get myself a Nando's. It'll cost, what, like 7 quid? 15 quid. 15 quid for a Nando's. And that was only a main and a drink. That was it. 15 quid?
£3.60 for a sausage roll. Are they having a laugh? I remember them on 90p. Jesus Christ. They can't be charging that down there. Edgware. It's not very well for the area, is it? £3. If it was Edgware Road, maybe I would have paid the price. But no, £3.60 for a sausage roll. I wouldn't buy it. Don't buy it, guys.
This parent said, it now costs more to take the kids out for a simple day than it used to. Just taking the kids out for a simple day, a park visit, maybe an ice cream, and suddenly you need a mini budget for it.
sorry if it's a bit windy, right? But as a parent, I've got a few kids, right? I've got 4 kids. But the thought of going out on like a weekend and like doing something like going out all out as a family is a bit overwhelming, but not in the sense of, oh, there's so many of us and I've got to look after them, nothing like that. It's overwhelming because of the price. Like, I know not everything has to be expensive, but if you want to go out and just do like a simple day, how much are we talking now? Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, my mum and dad used to take me out quite a lot. Like, there's only 2 of us, me and my sister, but we used to go out for family days quite a lot. And it used to cost, but not like it is now. Like, you're looking over 100 quid, easy. Who's got that laying around, like, most weekends? It's crazy how much it costs just to... Because when you're out, it's nice, you know, get a bit of lunch or something like that. Like, if you go to... Say you went to the zoo, it's so expensive. And, like, I just feel bad because I want to give my kids, like, the best opportunities in life and everything. But it is generally just so expensive. Am I going mad, or is that how it is?
On a serious note, we need to talk about this. Like, living in London is a sport. Why is it that living in London equals to you step out, you breathe, you spend about £40-50 on what? Like, you'll be going home looking in your bag, there's barely anything there. Like, I went to M&S, I tried to get lunch. I picked up a salad. I went to the till. When I scanned it, I saw £6, but it was too late. I can't return it. This is embarrassing. So I just paid for the salad. This is actually, like, getting ridiculous. Like, I can't even manage, like, living here anymore. I don't know what to do. And I know some of you are going to say, why are you going to M&S to buy a salad? It was convenient. I'm trying to get about my day really quickly. Like, it was convenient. There's not a cheap Aldi store, like, right next to my house. Like, it's just an M&S. I just thought, let me pop in, see what's there. So, like, I think it's convenience as well, but still, like, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
This guy shared that a casual night out in London cost him £64, a couple of drinks, some food and transport, and suddenly your wallet's feeling the hangover too.
I went for a night out in London last week, and this is how much I spent in total. It was £18 for some pre drinks, and then it was time to head to the pub where the real prees was happening. A double vodka cranberry here was £12.90, times that by 2 and add a pint for £6.90. And then we went back to Tesco to get 3 small cocktail cans for a fiver before heading into the club, which cost £13 on entry, as a double vodka cranberry cost £11.80. Then on the way home I spent £2.60 on the bus, plus £3.50 for some chips, bringing me to a total of £63.60, and it's clear to see that London clubbing is insanely expensive.
Why are clubs all over the UK going from this to this? Venue curfews, pricey pints, and the cost of living crisis. Young people are choosing to go out less and less. Earlier this year, Recom, the biggest nightclub operator in the UK, announced the closure of 17 venues across the country. This includes the popular clubs Prism and Attic. But what does this mean for Britain's nightlife?
And it's part of growing up, is going to clubs, and if a generation didn't do that, it might just die out, because obviously young people are the lifeblood of clubs. The pandemic didn't kill off clubbing, but it's definitely damaged it.
Yeah.
And it'll take a while to recover. And in the meantime, like most things, while times are tight, people have to put the prices up.
A lady shared the cost of her trip to Legoland. Would you say days like this are still worth it, or has family fun just become too expensive?
We went to Legoland and here's how much it cost. Drove there and back, which was a 270 miles round trip. We popped a tank of fuel in. That costs around £55. Tickets to enter were £35 each because we booked them online and we used a cereal box discount code. On the way to Legoland, we stopped off at Lee de la Mer and got some meal deals and some breakfast. We spent just over £20 in Greggs and M&S because we accidentally picked up things that weren't actually within the meal deal. Oh well. Still cheaper than buying food within the park, let me tell you. Now, the rides had really big queues and we're just not about that life, so we did actually buy some fast track passes. They varied from £6 each to £14 each and we had 4 passes. That came to a total of just under £80, but in my opinion, it was worth it. So worth it. And it's so easy to do as well, you can quite literally do it when you're outside the ride on the app. Looked at one restaurant whilst we were at Legoland and it was £21 per adult. So I'm very glad that we got meal deals because even though they were expensive, they were cheaper than buying low quality rubbish food from within the park. We got an ice cream each, that came to just over £10, but they were absolutely massive, I couldn't even finish mine. We stayed in a hotel 12 minutes drive away in Slough, which was actually free because we had a voucher to use from Christmas. It was the Moxie Slough and I highly recommend it. We had breakfast included and they even gave us 2 free drinks, which can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Let's have a chit chat whilst I have my morning coffee. So I'm taking my niece out to the cinema this weekend, right? And I booked everything last night, but can we just deep the fact how expensive the cinema tickets are now? And I'm not talking about no everyman cinema with the fancy sofas. I'm talking about Cineworld. I'm talking about Odeon. I'm sorry, but when did the prices go up to almost £20? I'm so sorry, but spending that much on a shetty cinema with shetty seats, no trays, no one coming to your seat to take your order or dropping food off, it's actually shambolic. I'm not trying to sit with musty, dusty people either, so why are you charging so much for so little? What is happening here?
One guy called out the double standards, asking why young people keep getting blamed when they're just as broke as everyone else. With rent, bills and basic costs sky high, is it really fair to point fingers at the younger generation?
So they're in the news again trying to blame young people for businesses not doing so well. I've got no money to spend. The guy who runs the company that owns All Bar One, Harvester, Toby Carvery and Browns is saying that young people are using social media too much and that's how they're connecting to each other these days. And that's affecting the nightlife business of companies like his for clubs and bars and restaurants because young people aren't going out anymore. We're fucking broke. All Bar One charges like 12 quid for a cocktail and it's like £8 for a glass of wine. I have got no money. My rent is going up 10% every year. My energy bills just went up 6% and my wages ain't going up anywhere. My weekly shop at Aldi used to cost 40 quid just a few years ago. Now it's about 70 quid. The top 1,000 richest people in the country are now worth about 1.4 trillion and when I was born in 1993 it was less than 100 billion. Go complain to them. They've got all the money, not us. You guys let free market capitalism run so far that Uber came into the country, destroyed the taxi industry to such a point where it undercut it, now to the point where it dominates so much that on a night out with my friends, if I want to get home, they do the surcharging. It costs like 4 to 5 times the amount it should just to get home in a taxi. Like a night out now for a lot of people to go to a restaurant, meet up with your friends, have some drinks, go out to a nightclub where they'll charge 20 to 25 quid for entry with dickhead bouncers will cost you literally 150 quid to go out on a good night out. And you're complaining. This is your fault.
They actually don't want us to go on holiday, you know. Like, the cost of living, crisis, economy we're in, whatever we are in, simulation we're in, doesn't want us to go on holiday. And the moment I realised how badly they didn't want us to go away was when I saw the cost of airport parking. I have willingly been a baby girl for the last 8 years. I'll admit, I haven't paid for things like airport parking, any of that kind of stuff. But I'm looking at it right now because I am taking my partner on holiday. And why is it £179 for a week to park your car? Honestly, that's back in the day, that would be a cost of a holiday in itself. To park a car. The best business plan you could have in this day is a car parking space because there's minimal maintenance, I think. You're literally getting people to pay you for somewhere to put their car. Genius! I am going to buy a car park. I'm going to invest in a car park.
This lady's husband pointed out something wild, that some everyday items in Monaco are actually cheaper than in the UK.
Monaco is cheaper than the UK. My husband was watching the Formula One and we were talking about Monaco. He's been, I haven't. And I said that I'd love to go. And he's like, the thing is, babe, like everything is just so expensive out there. Like you wouldn't believe it. Like a round of drinks, you literally just wouldn't be able to afford it. Okay, then, babe, pull up a price list. He hadn't been for a while, but he pulled up like the current typical prices. And he was like, look at this. A can of Coke will be around €9 and a cappuccino is like €3-4. I was like, babe, yesterday I bought the kids pick a mix each and it was literally £15. Last weekend I got the kids an ice cream each and I had a coffee and he had a Coke and it was like £25. I used to be able to like eat out for £25. Now you can't even get ice creams in a drink. Like seriously, Monaco looks like a Sun 950 holiday compared to going out in the UK right now. What in the cosy lives is that all about? I actually think I'd be better off going to Monaco. Get more for your money over there. When I was talking to my sister, she lives in America, she was telling me her Starbucks order for her and her daughter. And I was like, babe, like that is like £30 over here. And she was like, no, it is not. So we compared the prices of her Starbucks versus our Starbucks. Ours are extortionate. And McDonald's prices are completely different. Her McDonald's are so much cheaper than ours. And that's not just because of the currency. Like if you look at it like for like. Remember when Happy Meals were $1.99? Husband still to this day thinks that a Big Mac meal was £2.89. What in the millennial?
What's your sign that money's tight across the country? This lady says her personal recession indicator is the bank holiday. When no one's out spending, you know times are tough.
Guys, do you want to know what the biggest recession indicator is in London? It is so quiet. Last night was so quiet in Shoreditch. There was nobody on the streets. Like years ago, if there was a bank holiday, the streets would be lively, right? And this is just after payday. It is so quiet. And even today, it feels like a normal Monday. There's nobody on the streets. It's so dead. And the last few bank holidays, it was the same. Like people don't really go out like that anymore on like pre-bank holiday or on bank holiday. At least not as many as in the past because it's been dead silent, even yesterday.
Of course, you can do free things. It just takes a bit of creativity. And this guy shared his top tips for free things to do in Liverpool.
Are you planning a trip to Liverpool soon? Watch this video to see a few things you can do around the city free of charge.
So if your budget's tight, start off with the two museums, the Museum of Liverpool on the Pierhead and the Natural History Museum. Next to the Natural History Museum is the Public Library, This place has the Picton reading room, which looks like something out of Harry Potter. You can also visit the churches. There's the Bombed Church, which holds events on weekends. There's the Anglican Cathedral, which is huge, but they do charge £7 to go to the top. And then there's Paddy's Wigwam, the Metropolitan Cathedral. If you want a chill one, Sefton Park is a sick place to visit on a nice day. Chill and relax next to the Palm House or the lake. Matthew Street's one of the most famous streets in the world. You can walk down it and see where Beatlemania took place. At the pier edge, you can visit the Albert Dock, which is boss on a summer's day, and take a walk up to the Liver buildings, see the Three Graces and meet 4 lads and shook the whale. So you can still have a boss time in the city on a tight budget. Times are hard and friends are few, so here's a few free things for you to do. Give us a follow and catch you at the next one.
Is it just us, or has going out for a simple day to relax in the UK become too much to ask? When even a simple day out comes with a price tag, something's not right. Fun shouldn't break the bank. If you felt the pinch too, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.